I know you just put up to the bar, but we close.
Come on, man. You gotta be able to give me a shot, man. Come on.
You look like you need a drink, man, but I hate to tell you this, man. We about to close.
So you mean to tell me all these people out here, they got drinks and they got shots, but I can't get nothing. The bar closed that soon?
Okay, man. I don't know what else to say. I got this shorty half my age at the crib, and I'm trying to get to her. But last call was 10 minutes ago.
You know what? It's alright. Don't even worry about it.
All right. Tell you what. I'm gonna get you one drink, cause it look like you need
one drink. Alright, I can do one drink. I can do one drink, cause I really, yeah.
Hey, man, anything, man. Look like you got a lot on your mind and you need a friend right now. Pour it on me. Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.
All right. Welcome to Bar Talk with Jay.
Welcome.
One of the things we're going to brought to you by is Minecraft. What? I bet y'all was waiting on this. Yes, his book is out.
It's finally done.
Congratulations, my brother.
Thank you, man.
Man, you know,
so
I'm
much,
so proud.
Yes.
You know, and most people would understand, not about the show right now. I got to give it back to him because, again, you know, a lot of time it's a lot of work behind the scenes that a lot of people won't see. Y'all are seeing the end product to a long journey. I've been with this brother for a very long time. We talked about it. He mentioned what he wanted to do. He showed me some segments of it as it was going along. And now it's finished. It's like having his baby. His baby's in front of us.
Yes.
How did it feel, my brother?
Man, it's to some degree, it's kind of overwhelming. Okay. You know, I'm looking down at this book like, wow, you know, this is going to be all over the world. You know, my work, my words, my theories, my exercises that's helping people, you know, my message. Sometimes you can see my pain in the midst of this book.
International.
It feels fabulous, man. It feels real good. I'm a humble person,
okay,
and I'm dedicated to staying humble because this is just the beginning. You know, this is just really the debut album, so to speak.
Okay.
And as long as the Lord give me life, I'm going to continue to create product that helps people be their greatest. And I just don't think there is enough of that in the world, which is what ultimately inspires me and inspired this book.
Yes.
The name of the book is Activate Your Mind. It is a mind over matter workbook designed to help you create a mindset of health, healing, positivity, and success.
Yes.
And I ask you, who's feeding you positivity right now? Where do you go to get positivity? There are people who go to church. There are people who go to YouTube and watch videos. There are people who read books. There are people who call somebody who's positive and uplifting. But the question is, where do you go to get your positivity? And if you don't have a specific place in mind, I have created one for you right there in front of you. This is called a mental toolbox. It's designed not to read front to back. In fact, I don't think you can read this front to back. It's too much information. It's too many different areas. It covers 103 topics, and then it has an additional 25 or 30 subtopics that you can choose from in order to better yourself, what I call align yourself with truth. And so it's not meant to be read from front to back. It's meant to be a resource for you to pull out daily, or when something is troubling you, or when you need a reset, or when you need some inspiration. This book can be that tool that just helps you overcome a lot of life's stuff, a lot of life's nonsense.
Okay.
And, as I read through the book myself, just about every one of the chapters reminds me of a challenge that I had in my life. Every chapter is really my story. And what I discovered is the antidote for coming out of hardship and dark spaces. Because I've spent quite a bit of time in hardship and dark spaces. And so I just wanted to give you something that's going to really set you free. I think in my mind as the author, if this doesn't set you free, there's not much that's going to set you free.
I mean, you already see him dressed like a referee.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell you, just look, listen.
Right. If this doesn't stimulate you, I'm not sure what stimulates you. Okay. So even I, as the author, am sitting on the sideline now, thinking to myself, if people love it,
right,
if they seek it, if they buy it, if they use it, I'll create more. But if they don't chew on this, on this greasy fat, right? If they don't chew on this nutrition, I might go sit on an island, man, and enjoy myself fishing and golfing for the rest of my life. You know,
still enjoying
because you know, me and the Lord really went to bat on this one, and you know, a lot of my life is consumed with the experiences and lessons that I brought into this book. So I just wanted to be a blessing to you. I wanted to open some doors for you. I wanted to nurture your spirit. I wanted to give you a systematic approach to lift yourself out of darkness, to lift yourself out of challenge, to separate yourself from mediocrity, to separate yourself from sadness, to separate yourself from fears, to separate yourselves from doubts, to separate yourselves from poverty. We've got to understand that life is spiritual. In other words, life is mental. It is the mental side of your life that carries you forth or that takes you back. Right? And believe it or not, every action you take is based upon a set of thoughts and beliefs that you have in your heart. So if you find yourself taking some misaligned actions, you can clear that up by aligning your mind with truth and power and peace. So you're going to find some techniques to really love up on yourself. So thank you so much, Jay, for the opportunity to share. And it's been forthcoming for some time, but please get it. You can find me on Amazon right now. I'm preparing to be on other platforms, Apple Books, and Barnes and Nobles, et cetera, et cetera. But right now, if you want a copy of the book, go to Amazon, type in Activate Your Mind, or you can type in Stacey Craft, Stacey, and Craft with a C, and you'll find this great work that I've put together. Hope you enjoy it. Would love your feedback. You know, get back on our platforms. You're going to see the website will be coming live here in the next week or so. The book is actually scheduled to launch officially on September 1st. So I'm just putting the necessary, you know, social media and marketing and advertising pieces in place to build this empire.
Get it early.
Yes, sir. So support me in every way you can. And I thank you for your time and attention on that subject. Shall we introduce ourselves?
Yes.
This is Bar Talk with Jay. My name is Craftmatic. This is my boy Smooth Jay. And we are here to liberate your minds and souls with a fabulous dialogue.
Yes.
We're just going to sit here and chop it up, just like we do on every other subject. And what we've realized is that over a short period of time about talking about things, we get to some real good stuff.
Yes.
We get to some stuff that makes a difference. We get to some stuff that's really happening underneath the surface. And you wouldn't get there if you didn't dialogue about it.
Yeah.
So this dialogue is designed to be somewhat therapeutic. It's designed to be fun. But so we're going to learn through having fun together.
Come on now. I'm down with that.
Right. And we only do this because we are seeking to be leaders in our own community.
Yes.
And we speak on things that a lot of people aren't willing to touch, but yet still are dealing with on a daily basis. So we hope you enjoy the show. Thank you so much for being here with us. And of course, we always start the show out with a prayer.
Yes. Give it to me.
Let me set the show up with our topic for tonight. The title is Creating Pathways to Success.
All right.
Creating Pathways to Success.
Okay.
And boy, that falls right in line with Activate Your Mind, Mindcraft.
That's a good thing.
I got a lot to say on the subject. And so let's pray to the Lord on the subject. Heavenly Father, we come into your presence now just to thank you for all that you are in our life. Thank you for all that you brought us through. Thank you for being our stronghold, our strength, our confidant. Thank you, Lord, for just being our God and nothing more than that. We ask, Lord, that you would be here with us tonight. Speak through us intelligently, powerfully, earnestly about the subject of creating pathways to success. Give us some wise counsel and some wise thoughts to conversate about here tonight. Be in the midst of this show, Lord. We're seeking the truth. We're seeking wisdom. We're seeking understanding. We're seeking how to be our greatest possibility. We want to create pathways to success, but sometimes things get in the way. Lord, teach us how to manage it, how to understand it, how to push it away, how to be proactive and intentional in our life, how to choose the things that really are valuable success in our lives. We ask, Lord, that you would be here in this show, do your good and perfect work. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Oh, that was deep right there.
I wanted to go on in
I
there.
see you was painting the Mona Lisa on that one.
Yeah, I was wanting to go on in and see that's the ticket. That's the ticket to activate your mind. And I believe that is also the ticket to your prayer life.
Okay.
You have to ask for more.
Say it.
They say, ask and it shall be given, ask and you shall receive. That means you have to ask for more. And it's not about asking for things and stuff. It's about asking for strength. It's about asking for courage. It's about asking for confidence. It's about asking to see progress. It's about asking questions like, what is it going to take for me to get 10 times accomplished in the next 3 days than I would normally accomplish? What kind of answers would the Lord give you on such topics like that? If the Spirit is inspiring you based on your prayers, and you only ask for 2 coins, that's all you're going to get. But if you ask for 10 coins or 100 coins, you're going to get something much over 2 coins. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
You got to ask for more. And in my prayer life, I always seek to ask for more. And that's what you're hearing when I pray. I'm reaching for God. I'm reaching for strength. I'm reaching for my potential. I'm reaching for right ideas right in the presence of the Lord. That's the most important part. I'm asking in the presence of the Lord. Yes. And no more be said than that. So we're asking the question tonight. We want to talk about creating pathways to success. How would you start the show off, Jay?
Let me tell you, man, that's not always going to be an easy path. Some people had it easier than others. I could say my path was more difficult because of choices. And that's why I like this in this conversation, because a lot of times I have to start being more accountable in my walk. And that way the pathway is more clear. And let me break that back down, because I know a lot of people say it's easy said. And yeah, it's easy said now for me, but it wasn't at that time because a lot of things were so unclear. So I never had a direct position to take. But being indirect and following other people and listening to what everybody else was saying, I started finding out there's a lot of stuff I didn't like. And then there's things I can do about that. And there's things I got more passionate about. So I started following more of my passion than everybody else's. And then I started realizing there's a little bit more to me. So I studied some of the stuff that I was looking myself into. I kept working. Because again, bottom line, we got to do what we have to do. But you have to be focused enough to realize, what do you really want? Where is your happiness lie? So I didn't really know at the time. So I started writing some things down, and then I took a little course where you cut out in magazines your vision, and I made a vision board. Now, the first vision board I made was just a lot of stuff. And then my second vision board got to be more things I wanted to obtain. Now, let's go back to the first one. I had a lot of stuff. I had a lot of stuff on there of just like materialistic stuff, all right? Name stuff, just stuff that, you would think you would just want in general. I got past that, and I started noticing those things didn't get me nowhere near where I wanted to be. So I started putting more business, more opportunity, success, breaking down success. What do it mean to me? What do I want to obtain? So I started putting these things in my vision board. Now, some of these things I have not achieved yet, but I have several that I did. And sometimes you got to go big, or go home. And then I think the first one was just a test tool to get to the next one. So now these things that I envision myself of having and doing, and I actually seeing myself do it. So now I have something I'm driving towards. And then by me accomplishing several that's on there is really an eye-opener, because not only did I think it, I achieved it. So that's kind of like paving the road to success for me. And you got to come in my bedroom and know how successful I am and look up on my vision board, because it's not something I would just say to you. It's not for me to give to someone else. It's mine.
Right.
And it's for mine to achieve. And then, you know, I get discouraged. Everybody runs into, I like to say, the brick wall. Now, that's where I think the book will come handy, because before he even wrote the book, he was handy. This person that wrote this sat there with me and was giving me words of encouragement. And again, you'd be like, okay, I'm the funny guy that everybody want to call and kind of have the best day with. But guess what? Who am I calling? Because I can't call them, no. They calling on me.
Right.
I get to call on my boy Kraft, and it's not even always about a funny moment. It's always about a righteous moment. Like, where you mind at, Jay? Where you want to be? And these are the things that help get you on task. And that's exactly what I believe the book gonna do, because that's what he did for me. He gets you on task of what you want. You know, that's the greatest thing about him, is he's open-minded to hear you and point you in a direction that you was already going with words of encouragement.
Yes.
So before y'all even read it, I work with the author, and he definitely need to put this out, because my show is really dedicated to people talking about the issues, and this book is dedicated to helping you through these problems.
Yes.
And that's why I'm honored in you having this book, us pushing it, because if you just gonna talk about your problems and not do nothing about it, that's exactly where it's gonna lie. I really want y'all to get the help with it, and I want y'all to listen and then get some encouragement and then follow through.
Right.
And then you get accountability, and then things change.
Right.
So these are the footsteps. I'll pray for each and every one of you. It's like in his prayers, it's in his life. I mean, this is not one that's just on this show faking it. This is this man's life. I met him like this, you know, many, many years ago. So I like to say, out of all the podcasts and all the people that's out there that's putting on for you, that's not what you get here. He ain't putting on. This is him. This is his showmanship and stand-up guy. And I stand right there with him. This is a brother. I mean, I just don't look at him as a friend. He's been my brother for a minute. You know, different mother, but he's still my brother.
Yes, sir.
And this is the love that I want to make sure all y'all get a hold to. So again, yes, am I endorsing and pushing it? I'm doing it because of the person that's sitting here with me. He never led me astray. So if anybody believes in me, then please believe in him, because he's that guy. That's the guy I go to.
Yes, yes. And Jay, it's absolutely profound how many powerful points that you shared. And I'm going to go back through them all, because they really represent some major things. And you know, sometimes our shows, we cover 3 or 4 things, but I want to cover 10 or 12 things during the show, right? And we don't have to chop it up on all of it, but I want to get it all out, okay? This is very important. Creating pathways to success. Now, what that insinuates is that you're after something. I think the preface to creating pathways to success is that you got to want something.
Yes.
You got to want something. And I'm going to tell you, in order to be successful, you cannot just want it.
Okay.
You have to want it passionately.
Say it deep.
You have to want it. You have to have this fire in your spirit that there is nothing going to stop you from getting that. Because what you mentioned before, you said people talk about it, but don't do nothing.
Right.
And that's a bad formula, right? But it isn't that they don't want to do nothing.
Right.
It's that they're talking from here. They're talking from their head. It's just pie in the sky airwaves, right?
Right.
But when you talk from here, you be like, I'm gonna start that business. I'm gonna leave a legacy for my kids. I'm finna get off of this job stuff and get into this ownership stuff. I'm finna get back control of my life. I'm finna be an entrepreneur, self-paid, self-made, self-starter, and there's nothing gonna stop me. You hear what I'm talking? I'm talking from here. I'm talking from my gut, right? I'm talking from my soul. I'm not talking from my head, and you can hear the difference. If you ever heard people talk about their business venture or what they want to do in life, or what kind of stuff they want to do with their business, you can hear if they dreaming from clouds, right, or if they dreaming from your heart, because those dreams from the heart don't take much to ignite a fire outside of the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, just as soon as that fire comes on in you, somehow the universe is going to line things up so you meet somebody who can take you down this path. So you meet somebody who can give you the information so you can get it started, right? The universe is very perceptive. Okay. It follows your desires. When you have a desire to do something, and I think about all the people who've come before us, Jay, who have won. There's been generations of people who have won, which means they won the race. They got the gold medal. They won the championship. They were the best in their class. They got the trophy. They put that family through college, and the kids had no debt. They bought that house. They wasn't sure how they was going to buy a house. Now they done bought a car for all the children in the house, and they don't even know how they did. They've had success after success after success after success. We've studied it. We know what it looks like. It takes passion to be successful, and you have to have passion before you begin creating your pathways.
Say it.
You got to have this fire in you to get something done. Now, when the fire hits, and you all have a fire, every person has a fire for something, right? Now, you may not have the confidence to take action on it, but this is something you tinker with at home, or maybe something you're always looking at and studying or reading online, or maybe it's a group that you're always a part of, maybe a fishing group, a gardening group, or whatever the case may be. You have a passion for something. But now, in order to be successful, you got to become specific about what you're going to do. Some people just want to start a little storefront.
Right.
Some people want to start a multi-million-dollar enterprise. But whatever you decide to do, you got to start with that in mind.
Thank you.
You have to start with the end in mind.
Oh, Lord.
This is how life is done, right? There's not a single thing under the sun that's ever been created. You don't just go build a building. And we got hundreds of buildings all around us. You know what happens when you build a building? You got to go and research. Is that the right property? Is that the right location? I got to make sure the ground is right. I got to get the city to come in and give me permits. And then I got to dig the ground up and put the pipes in. And I got to put the electricity in. And I got to put all that stuff in. And then finally, I'm going to build a foundation. And then when I build a foundation, I got to build some walls. But I can't build a foundation and the walls if I haven't contacted the vendors who sell the concrete and the brick.
Come on.
I can't excavate this thing unless I go and rent the high-end equipment to go and get it done. You see, everything that we achieve in life requires a plan. There's not a single thing that's worthy of success and worthy of your attention that does not require a plan. And if you plan your work and work your plan, you cannot miss the mark. We're talking about creating pathways of success. Pathways of people who are successful are people who are determined to get something. Yes. I need you to be determined to get something. I don't know what that is for you. Some people are in a bad relationship or a challenging relationship. And right now, the pathway to success is that I need to decide to get out of this mess.
Yes.
I need to decide from here, not just here, because here is saying, oh, well, it didn't happen last time, and I already been here this long, and I might as well stick around for a little while, and I ain't got no options, I ain't got nowhere to go, I ain't got no help and support. And next thing you know, your mind starts making all of these negative, these negative thoughts come into your spirit, and now you talk yourself out of a good idea. That happens all the time. You got to be fortified in what you want specifically, right? Here's another thing Jay said. More self-accountability.
Yes.
And, what that leads into is that you're going to have to make some sacrifices to be successful.
Yes.
You can't spend money like you have no passion or purpose in life. You have to spend money waiting on that next big project to come. Don't go out and spend $1,000 on nonsense, and then when the project come up, you ain't got $600 to build the website. Right? You got to hold yourself accountable, not only on the money side, but on the work side.
Yep.
You got to be doing research. You got to be doing homework. You got to go meet some people. You got to shake some hands. You got to send some emails. You got to do some studying. Whatever those tasks are, you have to get those tasks done, because nothing will come to fruition until those tasks get done.
Oh, you're so right.
And so now I have to be accountable to get my tasks done. Do you think that I have not spent nearly 2 solid years of my life thinking about nothing but this book. Day in and day out, all I thought was activate your mind. In fact, for most of it, it was actually called mindfulness, active mindfulness, right? That was the name of my course, active mindfulness. And so up until like the last probably 2 months, it's been active mindfulness. And then the Lord touched me to come up with activate your mind. But it's all I think about. Listen, successful people are dialed in. Successful people are laser focused. Successful people take their personal empty time and they fill it with meaningful activity toward the success, toward the business, toward the goal at hand. And sometimes that isn't necessarily about business, right? A father and even a mother who cares for their home might take personal time to go clean the yard up. Mm-hmm. That's a pathway to success. Honey, this weekend, we're going to fix the yard up. Why don't you go get some mulch, and I'm going to stop by and get some fertilizer, and we're going to get some of this and that, and let's get up early on. You hear the plan coming together to make sure that I have a fantastic looking yard, right? That's one of those things where, I know what I want. I'm holding myself accountable, and I'm going to get it done when I need to get it done. And I'm taking my personal free time. I'm not going to go party and hang out at the mall and call my friends and want to do barbecues and all that stuff. I'm going to stay away from that stuff so that I can get this particular project done. That's what we're talking about, more accountable, right? Mm-hmm. Now, here's another important part. One of the great qualities of being successful is that you have to see yourself successful. That's a confidence thing, right? Yeah. I got to see myself do it. I need to see myself. When I think about it, I have a reporting system now that's reporting me book sales. Mm-hmm. And so the first, couple of days I look in there and I see 2 of them bought, and I see 8 of them bought, and then I see 12 of them bought, and I see 20 of them bought. That as I go to sleep every night, I'm seeing 100,000 bought. I'm seeing 1.2 million bought. I'm seeing requests for my products. I leave a little sheet of paper on a nightstand, and it say a fresh order. When I wake up in the morning, oh yeah, I got a fresh order. I made money while I was asleep. Right? That I'm seeing myself be successful. If you want to be in the NFL or the NBA, you need to put on the uniform in your mind, and you need to go out there and play a few games in your head. And you need to score 20 points or score a triple-double, or slam on one of the other superstars, the opponent teams. You need to see yourself getting the draft. You need to see that day. You need to see it in your mind's eye. Success does not come to an empty mind. Say it. It never comes to a void mind. It only mirrors the mind that is. I can only build a building if I can see the building. And when I can see the building, I'll go and ask what the dimensions are and what kind of stuff in it, and how I can get the financing and what we're going to call it, and how do I get the support, and where do I get the land. I have to see it in my mind's eye. Your vision is the beginning of your success, and it's also the end of your success, because you should be planting the same seed in your head over and over and over and over. You think Donald Trump don't live like that? You think Donald Trump don't live like that? That's how success is. It's not for the good or evil. It's not for the rich or the poor. It's not for the seeing and the blind. It's for those who know. I know that I know that I know I'm fixing to get this project done. I know that I know that I know I can make $100,000 as an entrepreneur. I know that I know that I know I can feel better and be successful and be healthy and be happy and be over this cancer or this sickness or this disease. I know that I'm going to get healthy. No matter what the appearance is, the mind has to be stronger than your reality. The mind has to be stronger than your reality.
You touched some bones right there.
So when you experience the inability to see yourself doing it, that's an unclearness that Jay was talking about. Sometimes we have an unclearness, and unclearness is real. I would encourage you not to strike out starting a business and spending money and getting leases and buying buildings and hiring people. I would ask that you not go and do that kind of stuff if you are unclear. Right?
What he's saying to y'all, some of the stuff I've done, and
We've all done it.
and again, we don't want everybody to have to endure unnecessary pains. But again, it's like you said, if you drew it out and you had a vision for it as strong as what you keep thinking, then you will sit down and you will make sure it's clear.
Yes.
And when you say unclear, as in I'm hearing from this person, it's like, okay, but I should do it this way. I do it.
Yeah.
But ain't nobody really did no research on it. And
Right.
then you start doing it, and then you research, and then you find out, oh man, they want the apartment that.
Yeah.
This won't even pass through the bank.
Right.
Bank ain't gonna give me nothing on this. And then all of a sudden you're kind of spinning your wheels because now I gotta back up and redo some things. And that's what tends to happen. But again, it's getting back to a drive, and that what I call an unclear drive. You gotta have a drive and have some clarity in your drive. And that way you don't get this
That's it.
combobulated as
That's
I
it.
did, because now I'm spinning my wheels and now I don't have time, right? And then you're like, oh, I don't think this is gonna work because I ain't got no time because I'm wasting on things that's not helping me.
Right.
And believe me, if I was focusing on the right thing, now I have more time and I wouldn't be so burnt out.
But focusing on the right thing doesn't happen until you sit down and think. And it's so important because if you will consider this, you're going to get a loan from the bank because you want to make some upgrades in your business or you want to start a business. The bank says, what do you want to do? And the only way they're going to receive the answer to that question is in black and white.
Plan.
They want to see your plan on paper. And here's what's happening. The plan that you put on the paper, if it's foolproof on paper, it'll be foolproof in reality.
Yep.
But if there's loopholes in the paper, then there's going to be loopholes in your reality. And that's where you start losing money and you can't make ends meet. And next thing you know, you get defaulting on your loan, et cetera, et cetera.
They won't even give you the loan.
They won't even give you the loan. Yeah,
they ain't trying to lose the money.
They're not going to give you the loan. So this idea is so important. This idea of unclearness, because unclearness causes you to take the wrong action. Mm-hmm. It causes you to waste your money and it causes you to waste your time. And so when you're unclear, if you will simply do the research, and sometimes that's real technical research, sometimes that's just asking your pops how taxes work. Sometimes that's just asking your friend who own another business, where's the paperwork to get this done and that done. But every single time you ask questions in the spirit of research, it comes back to you in the form of confidence. Yep. So the more questions you ask, the more confident you become. Mm-hmm. After a while, unclearness fades away and you know exactly what to do. That's clarity, right? Don't take your action steps and big chances and big risks being unclear, because now you're gambling. Yes. Business is not gambling. It's a calculated risk. I know what's going to happen if I do X, Y, and Z. Because I saw 10 other companies do X, Y, and Z, and it worked for all 10 of them. Yep. So my research gave me confidence to take action toward my own paths of success. Knowledge and wisdom can never be faded. Knowledge and wisdom has to be the forefront of every business venture under the sun. Even if you are an athlete and you are trying to be faster or stronger or better, it requires research. Mm-hmm. And the research says if you want a fast start takeoff, the best way to get a fast start takeoff is to build your calves. Mm-hmm. So now I can shave 2 or 3 tenths off of my start just by having stronger calves. You see how that works? You see how that research works? Right? So it's important to go and get wisdom and knowledge, right? And these are all things that Jay said. I'm just kind of expounding on them, right? More accountability and dealing with unclearness and being specific, right? And seeing yourself doing it, okay? The road to success is not an easy one.
No, it's not.
And sometimes it's not easy because we keep running into these walls. We keep bouncing off of these walls, but the walls aren't there trying to hurt us. The walls are there to guide us, but it still hurts.
Yeah, dude.
And so every time you get a little progress, every time something happens that takes you forward, it's time to celebrate. You see what's happening?
Right.
You're going to stand on what you have done and take full ownership for an evening or a weekend or whatever the case may be. But you're going to take some time to be like, ooh, man, we got an application approved. We're ready to build the building now. Woo, let's build the building. Now we build it. Now we got energy. We taking the energy from the last hardship, and we're taking that energy and we're gonna use it as a mold, as a crutch, so to speak, to grind forward. And so let's celebrate our successes. It's important to celebrate yourself. For me, celebrating the small successes is not as important to me, right? And because I'm the guy that I'm going to smile every time something happens. Every time something happens, I'm going to be in my car and be like, thank you, Lord. Woo! All the way through this book, every time I finished that, I went through 10 different phases just to get it done. Every little phase I got done, I was just like, yes, it's coming together. It's coming together. I know it's taking a little longer than I thought, but it's coming together. And I celebrated that. That is very important because I want you to create stable footing at the level of progress. I don't want you to step up and then be like, was that good? Was that not good? And next thing you know, your 1 foot that ain't standing on stable ground starts slipping back. Slipping 1 or 2 steps back. That's not what we want. So celebrate your successes and make note of them, right? Here's another thing Jay said. Go big. I'm going to tell you one thing about success. It just don't work in small quantities. It just does not work with a small mind. Small mind, here go the small mind, right? And we expect children to have the small mind mentality, right? But that's natural, right? Because they don't know enough. Right. But the child who says, I want to set up a lemonade stand, and they be like, I need to set it up just before school get out because that's when all the traffic comes. Right? And I need to have some extra lemons, and how much does it cost to get lemons? And next thing you know, they got a lemonade stand, and they think about it. But then, once they start getting successful, they can be like, I can put one on that corner, I can put one on that corner. But, mom will be like, no, we ain't finna do all that running around. Let's stick to this corner and send out some flyers and get more people to come down. But thinking small just don't work. In fact, you will, as you achieve your own levels of success, your mind naturally has to expand.
And
it has to.
I love the lemonade stand because let me let you know, it's from a kid's mind to an adult mind. The kid was so happy to be successful in that little saying that, again, I want one on this corner and that corner. And just like you said, no, we're not going to run and do that. But then his friends come up and be like, listen, if I supply you the materials, you run that lemonade stand over there, and if I get one for you over there, next thing you know, you're an entrepreneur as a child. Because you didn't know how you could do it, but you use your friends, use your access. And that's where I feel like our mindset falls off when we hear something like, you can't do that, you can't do that. And you stop hearing what you can do.
That's a problem in the world.
Because I just said, you get a friend, you go over there. So now I'm open back up your mind because you wanted to grow compared to you can't do that because you still, so you can't. This can't word has been destroying people's motivation.
It's been taking away people's potential for many years. Can't stifles ideas.
Yes, it does.
The word can't stifles your mental and spiritual potential. Keep it out of your vocabulary. Completely. Keep it out of your vocabulary. Right?
I agree.
So yeah, and I like this the lemonade stand example too, Jay. But what goes with going big? Beast mode.
Oh yes.
Beast mode means if you're going to be successful, and that's part of another one that I have here, being completely dedicated, beast mode and completely dedicated kind of work together in your spirit.
Yes.
That you are on fire to get this thing done. It's all you think about. It's all you want to do. It consumes you. All your time goes to it. All your money goes to it. All your effort goes to it. What you think about when you go to it. When you're going to sleep, you're thinking about it. When you're waking up, you're thinking about it. You're dreaming about it. You're having daydreams about it. It's always on your spirit. You got to have beast mode to create a pathway to success. Because what happens is you're going to take off down this lane to be successful. And you're going to run into the natural hurdles of divine evolution. You're going to have to run into some setbacks. You're going to have to run into some walls. You're going to not get it right. You're going to lose a little money here. You're going to have a setback here. And when that happens, it can't take your strength away. It can't take your mental and spiritual strength away. If you're a 10 going down this alleyway and you run into a wall, and next thing you know, when you get back up, you're a 5. You get back, you can't operate the rest of your life on a 5. You got to have beast mode, because when you get back up, you're gonna be like, okay, I'm standing in the middle of these ashes, but you know what? We're going hard, because what I just learned is what's gonna take to get forward. I needed that lesson. That lesson might save me millions of dollars down the road. So I'm just gonna take the L and I'm gonna go ahead and move forward. Yep. Watch this. Tell me the type of person who stands in the middle of ashes, clothes burn up, all their belongings gone, and nothing left behind. It's all gone, and they're standing up in the middle of the ashes with their hands on their hip, like we still here. Yep. That's beast mode. Yes, it is. That's beast mode. No matter how many times they turn you down, you keep asking. You keep going to find another one. Jay-Z taught us that. He said everybody turned us down. They turned us down so much that we had to start our own. There was no hope with somebody else doing his stuff. He had to start his own. And so he had been turned down a dozen times by all the people in the industry who could get him paid. He like, all right, I ain't gonna quit. I ain't no quitter. There's got to be another way to get this done. That's the mindset to have in beast mode. There's got to be a way to get this done. There's got to be a way to get this answer. There's got to be a shorter way. There's got to be some more money I can find. There's got to be some more time I can buy. Beast mode, being completely committed. These are the things that I think people have overlooked when it comes to success. You know, you look at your people on TV and you look at the athletes who have won trophies and the money, and you look at the musicians who've been in the lab in the studio for hundreds of hours trying to create one hit song. You look at the people the actors and actresses, all you see is they're on stage, but they practiced 100 hours that script. They spent 100 hours before they got to the place to actually shoot it. That's why it's coming off the top of the dome, because you don't see the work that's put in. All these are successful people who are putting in work, and they're putting in work behind closed doors. You got to put in the work behind closed doors. If you think successful business is just being out and prominent and making the world happy and looking good, you got a wrong vision of success. And I don't care who it is. Tina Turner will tell you. Michael Jackson will tell you. The Beastie Boys will tell you. You know what I'm saying? And everybody will tell you it takes a lot of hard work behind the curtain. And you cannot get up every day in beast mode if it's not here and here. You gotta believe it. You gotta believe in it, man. Listen, I'm so passionate about this subject because, Jay, I believe this is the fundamental difference between the good and the great. Oh, I like that. This is the space where here are the people who are normal and average and mediocre, and here the people are successful. And what's the difference between the two? The difference is these people got wounds. Mm-hmm. These people got scars. You look at a man who started a business out of his living room and tell me if his family life is strong. Now, he might have been able to excuse me. He might have been able to handle business and keep it there. But a lot of these successful men had to go to work. Yes, sir. They missed the baseball games. They missed the team events. They missed the trips. They missed the shopping day. You know what I'm saying? They missed the birthdays. They missed the birthdays because they on fire. They trying to get this thing, and there's nothing gonna make them stop it from getting it, because when they get it, it's gonna satisfy this home or this house. Now that may not be the right way to get it, but they're in beast mode to make it happen, and they're on fire to make it happen. I'm gonna tell you, successful people always have wounds. They have hardship stories.
Yes.
They have times where their hand was bleeding from writing. They have times where they lost their voice trying to sing. They had writer's block if they were poets. They were football players who hurt their ankle and hurt their knee and had to get up and go and fight again and had to get somebody to massage it or had to get some extra medication. Like they all have a pain story. You're not gonna find a single person under the sun who is successful who cannot tell you when they were down, when they were fallen, when they were nobody. And they'll all tell you, I worked my ass off. That's what it takes. The difference between the good and the great is not knowledge and wisdom and ideas. It's fight. It's drive. And that's what this book is about. It's about putting you in mode to be in drive mode. Right? Because this is just the way I say it. God has put a genius seed in everyone. Literally, everyone has a genius seed. But no one has ever taught us how to bring it out. No one has ever taught us how to expose that. And that's what this book does. It's going to expose you to your geniusness because it's really not about talent and skill and know-how and education and money. It's all about mindset. We know people who start multi-million-dollar businesses from literally nothing. And they're still doing it. They've been doing it throughout the history of mankind, and they're still doing it today. They say that I don't know what the name of the generation is. I want to say Generation X or whatever, but the latest generation that's in the workforce. Listen, they outperformed all of the other generations financially by nearly double over the last 3 years. Do you hear me? Young people are taking this idea of being an entrepreneur and they're using this technology skill that's been taught to them that they've grown up in, and they're getting paid. They're making bank, right?
And Gen X.
Yeah, maybe it's the Gen X, but they outperforming everybody else financially because they're taking the risk. They're going for it. They're learning the ways and means of this technology and making a difference with it. And whether yours is new school or old school, it's just time to get up and get it.
Oh, yes.
It's simply time to get up and get it. Jay mentioned other things like follow your passion. He mentioned things like make sure you focus on needs versus wants.
Yes. That was very dear.
Right. In my mind, I'm saying make sure you focus on whether it's something worldly or whether it's coming from your heart. Because if you're going to get on a journey of fantasy and it doesn't really mean anything to your heart, it's just a worldly effort. It's going to be meant to show and prove. It's going to be meant to tell the world you did this. It's going to be meant to have a story to tell. But if it comes from your heart, then it's going to be something that you are diehard passionate about. And whether you're a beautician or a doctor or a garbage man or a lawyer, that it's the passion that makes all the difference. And so it's got to come from your heart. It's got to come from, I want to make a difference in the world. Not just I want to be the biggest one and make the most money, but I want to see these streets cleaned up. I want to create a new way to manage this process. I want to open some doors for some other people to get paid or to progress in life. Go ahead, Jay.
No, I was going to tell you, some of the things I do to get my mind working right. I got a motorcycle car and all the rest of that. And my whole thing is I got a bicycle. I'm talking about a pedaling bicycle. And I have to put different things on that bicycle. And the reason I do it, I trick it out to get my behind on it. Because I believe wealth is health. I have to do things. And again, that I have to get in the physical form. And remember, I have to get out here. And even my drive or pushing businesses and the rest, I got to remember my health. So I bought some stuff for the bike. And I'm the kind of person, if I bought it, now I got to put it on. Now that I put it on, I got to get on it. Because you done put a little bit of money in this thing. Could have bought a whole nother bike. Didn't want to do that. I bought something to trick it out. And because I know me. And that tricks me into getting back on it. Because now I'm like the kid at heart. You done did it. Now you want to let everybody see it. That's why I'm riding down the trails and doing the things I got to do. Whatever it does to make you trick yourself into doing things that's healthy. Because again, I can get on my motorcycle. That's not helping my body. It's just putting gas in. It's just no different than my vehicles. But my bike is my health. I'm pedaling. I'm going. and I'm trying to make short distance at a faster amount of time, and I'm measuring myself because I'm trying to make sure I stay healthy so I can continue this fight. This good fight of getting up and being in beast mode. You can't stay that way if you're unhealthy.
Yes, and let me, I've always said it like this: a dead battery is no good to anyone. And what am I really saying? If you don't have your health, you can't do nothing. You can't go nowhere. You can't think clearly. You're gonna be in pain. You're gonna be on medications, which sometimes don't keep you clear. Take care of your health,
please.
This pathway of success for many people that has gone before us, what we have seen is they have gotten the job done.
Yes.
Right? They built the project, they built the business, they made the money, they did this, and they worked at it for years at a time. But they didn't take care of themselves. They didn't take time to eat one healthy meal in a 10-hour day. Think about not eating healthy in the middle of your day for years. You just put a gap in your health big time.
Yep.
If you hurt your back or an ankle or a leg, reasonably early in your lifetime, you have to take care of that so that it doesn't drag on and bother you. You got to make sure that you putting a little Epsom salt on that back every so often. You got to make sure you're wrapping that ankle up when you're about to do something strenuous. You got to make sure that you take your vitamins so you can not catch colds and get health. You got to make sure that you eat some green vegetables every day. You got to make sure that you're drinking enough water every day. You have to make sure that you're brushing your teeth and you're cleaning your gums, because if you don't do those things, it's going to wind up biting you in the end, not long before the end. People who don't brush their teeth and take care of their teeth end up toothless by the time they're 45 or 50 years old. And we see a lot of them. There's a lot of partials around 45, 50 years old, bro. Right? And I'm like, okay, so you've been eating candy just before bed for years? What you think's going to happen? That's not a pathway to success, right? Eating sweets. If you are looking around at your family and you can see that your family is on the healthy side, on the overweight side, then you know right away you need to start taking care of yourself. Right. Now, this is what I see, right, Jay? Yes. I see young women, let's just say between 18 to 25, being around their family, their mamas and grandmamas, and all the aunties and grandmamas kind of heavy set. Now, I'm going to tell you, young lady, whether you know it or not, that's your destiny. That's your destiny. And if you don't start doing something about it right now, you're going to be taking the same medications they're taking, and you're going to have the same lumps around your hip they have. We have to see where the world is going and make sure that we don't follow the wrong path.
Wow. But you're so right. You're so right.
We can't follow the wrong paths. You can't eat sweet potato pies every holiday. You can't go out and eat ice cream just because you enjoy ice cream. This is part of the sacrifices for success. Yes. Just because you got $1,000 in your account don't mean you go out and buy a new suit. You got to have some accountability. Success requires a person who is self-actualized. That means I'm not going to get myself in no trouble. If I get in trouble, it's going to be because I just missed the mark. Right. But I'm not going to walk into nonsense. I'm not going to eat candy every night for years and think and go to bed. I think I don't need to brush my teeth or think my teeth ain't all right because it's sugar on the teeth. Let alone become diabetic. Right? Let alone becoming diabetic. And those things are so prominent in our world today, primarily because of the foods that we're eating. So yeah. So, as we close, please, I beg you with every fiber of my being to take care of your health. Yes. Eat for wellness. Eat vitamin-enriched foods. Study your foods and eat. And eating good, healthy foods, I'm going to tell you, the sacrifice of eating good, healthy foods is that they don't taste as good. So now I want you to sacrifice taste for health. That's a very important mindset to have for the rest of your life. If I'm going to get something cold to drink, I'm gonna make sure it's not full of sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I can drink something that's full of sugar, but let me drink a big container of water, and then I can drink me a soda. Right? Maybe I say I can drink this amount of water, and then I can okay to have this amount of soda. But I got to train myself in the way that I'm going to be successful. And that's what this is about. It's about self-mastery.
Mm-hmm.
It's about self-accountability. It's about being a self-starter. It's about being willing to say no to bad choices. It's about being fired up, thinking big.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing that we haven't covered as we close, Jay covered it, and he did a masterful job at it, is that all of these great thoughts are running around in your head.
Yes, yes.
We have about 800 to 900 words per minute flowing through our mind. Good ideas don't just stick. You have to take good ideas out of your head and put them on paper.
Say it again.
Don't try to remember your purpose and your passion. Write it down.
Yes.
And every time you come back to it, it'll be the same. But if you keep it in your head, it's going to change and shift with your circumstances and your situations. Now you're going to be leaning on half potential rather than leaning on whole potential. Put it in black and white and hold yourself accountable. Get your vision board and put it up. Put the favorite picture of your car. Put what your business is going to look like. Put what your values are, what you stand for, what that suit you want to wear, that watch that you want, that trip you want to take. Put it on the board. Because when you put it on the board, now you're looking at the same thing over and over and over. But if it's not on the board, it's just in your head, I promise you, it doesn't look like that vision board in your head. Take good ideas out of your head and write them down. One of the things we've lost in this world is our writing skills. And writing skills produce manifestation. Now you're on a system where you don't even get taught how to write anymore. So what is that doing for manifestation? Killing it. So let's get back to the basics of writing. Get you a blank tablet, notebook, and write your dreams, write your goals, write your aspirations, write what you want, write what you desire, write what you need, write what you think. Write it all. Get it out and get it here. And now all of the disturbances that would have been in here are here for you to see and deal with. But it's hard to deal with them when they're stuck in your back of your shoulder. And you know it's bothering you, but you don't want to tend to it. You know it's messing with you, but you don't want to tend to it. Get it out by writing it down. And with that, I think that is
that's it.
Our time for tonight. This has been Bar Talk with Jay. My name is Craftmatic. This is my boy, Jay. And we want to thank you for being here with us tonight. Again, it's just our opportunity to be leaders here in our own community. As you can see, we're talking from our passion.
Yes.
We want to hit things that are real. We hope this has been therapeutic and nurturing to your spirit. We hope that this is something that you can act on tonight and tomorrow, right? We don't want it just to be pie in the sky ideas. We want to give you something tangible that you can use tomorrow. And so we're here every Thursday from 7 to 8, Facebook Live. And you can find us all over the internet. We got well over 400 shows for you to enjoy. And boy, we have talked about some of the most fantastic ideas under the sun. Some of the realest conversations I've ever had right here on Bar Talk with Jay. So come back, like, share, subscribe, and continue to be our friends and family as we continue to pour out this great wisdom. And never forget, the only reason we do this is because we love you and we appreciate you.